Hello, friends. Good evening, all of you. I'm CA Meena Verma, and in today's session, we will start the session with chapter Standard Costing. This is our last chapter for these sessions, and in today's session, we will be studying about this planning and operating variances. Okay, so before starting with this topic, let me give you a brief introduction of the entire chapter. I hope you all know that we have the same chapter in CA Inter also. So, what is new about this chapter in CA Final? In CA Inter, you have studied about variance, different kind of variances, and I hope you remember this is a method of cost control. I hope this is what we have discussed in many times in the subject, that it's a method of cost control in which we set some budget, some standards, then actual performance arises, then we find the variance, and then we do the analysis. So I hope you remember that you have done sales variances, material cost variances, labor variances, and all. You have studied all these variances. So what is new about in CA Final? You have studied all these things in CA Inter, but what is new about in CA Final? In CA Final, we are going to study about advanced variances. Okay, so in this chapter, we will study about advanced variances. Okay, we will study about advanced variances. So let us start. The topic which we will cover in today's session is related to planning and operating variances. Okay, so the topic is planning and operating variances. But let us understand in entire subject all the advanced variances which we will going to study. ठीक है जी? So you can see here we have this video. In CA Final, we will do advanced analysis of advanced variances. In advanced variances, we will first consider the planning and operation variances. This is the topic for today's session. In today's session, we will be covering only the topic which is related to planning and operational variances. Okay. Next variance is variance analysis in activity-based costing. Next is variance analysis in case of learning curve. Okay? How you can do this variance analysis, how the variance arises in case of learning curve. What is learning curve? We will study about all these things. Okay? How this variance analysis, we can do this variance analysis in activity-based costing. This is a new concept. We have not studied anything about it in CA Inter. Okay? So then next topic is how we can apply this variance analysis in relevant costing. Okay, then how we can apply this variance analysis in throughput accounting. I hope you remember that we have studied this topic in chapter 2, throughput accounting. Okay, then how we can apply this variance analysis in advanced manufacturing environment. Why they are considering this advanced manufacturing environment? Because if you consider this topic, you will find that in case now in today's scenario, you can see that most of the manufacturing organization, they use machines. They use machines, they use technology, they use artificial intelligence, augmented reality, all these advanced technology. So the labor efforts has been reduced in the organization. So how with the use, if you are using the machines, if you are using the technology, if you are using artificial intelligence robots in the organization, then how can we apply this variance analysis on such situation? Then variance analysis in service industry, and then variance analysis in public services. So we have these topic in this chapter, and remember, we are going to study about the advanced variances in this chapter. Okay, so in today's session, we will be discussing, out of all these advanced variances, we will be discussing only about this planning and operational variances. Okay, we will study about only planning and operational variances. So let me discuss this topic. I hope you have studied this in traditional costing. I hope you remember that in case of traditional costing, you have studied about in case of traditional costing, you have studied about material variances, material cost variances, material cost variances, and you have studied about labor cost variances. Okay, so how we find the variance in case of material cost variances? If you remember, we consider the standard cost, then we actually find the actual cost. ठीक है जी, and if there is any difference, then such difference is a variance. ठीक है, it is a variance. So this is material cost variance. Similarly, you will consider the labor cost, standard labor cost minus actual labor cost. ठीक है, so in this way you can find with the help of traditional costing you can find the variance. ठीक है, material cost variance, labor cost variance, variable overhead variances, ठीक है जी, fixed overhead variances. ठीक है, so in this way you can find the cost variances. Similarly, you can find the sale variances. So in this way you have done all the things in traditional costing. Now if you see here, while we were studying about the standard material cost variances, actual material cost, ठीक है, sorry, standard material cost, actual material cost, this is a variance. ठीक है, this could be a favorable or adverse. Now there is need to understand this topic in detail. Since we are doing advanced variances, let us understand the same topic in detail, this material cost variance, in which we consider the standard material cost, then we consider the actual material cost, and then this way we find the variance, and this variance could be favorable or adverse variances. Now see, the same variance which you find through traditional costing, you can divide this variance into two parts. One part is planning variance, ठीक है, and other part is operation variance. ठीक है, so the same way you can find this for the labor cost variance also, planning variance and operational variance. ठीक है, so this is material planning variance. ठीक है, and here you can get the labor planning variance. Similarly, material operation variance, labor operation variance. Now why are we dividing this cost variance into material cost variance into planning variance, material planning variance, and operational variance? See, this this formula is further divided into two parts. What? See, here we consider three things: standards, revised standard, and actual. Okay, it may be standard price, standard quantity, or revised price, revised quantity, or actual price, or actual quantity. So in this way we will consider for if you are finding the price variance, or if you are finding the usage or quantity variance, you can find it. See, now here what we are doing, this standard minus actual, standard minus actual is further divided into this three part, in which we consider the standard and revised standard. The variance will arise due to the difference between the standard you have set, then you are revising the standard which you have set, and then you will find the difference between the revised standard and the actual performance which arises in any organization. I hope you understand what I want to explain you here. See here, if you ignore this portion, you will get standard minus actual, which is a traditional variance. ठीक है? If you ignore this revised standard, if you ignore this, since you don't have this revised standard kind of cost in CA Inter, if you ignore this, you will just consider the standard and actual, the standard price and actual price, or the standard quantity or actual quantity, or the standard cost or actual cost. In this way, you find the cost variance, which is a traditional way of finding the cost variance. However, in between, we have considered one more thing, which is a revised standard. Now, see, the difference between the standard and revised standard is a planning variance, and the difference between the revised standard and actual variance, sorry, actual cost or actual performance, this variance is operation variance. Okay, so this difference, standard minus revised standard, the difference between them is a planning variance, and difference between the revised standard and actual is operation variance. Okay, and see here, if you will add these two things, this will be equal to traditional variance. So that always remember that traditional variance which you find, traditional variance which you find in CA Inter is equal to planning variance plus operation variance. Okay, if you add planning variance, and operation variance, the value of these two will be traditional variance. So after adding them, you will get traditional variance. Okay, ji. And what is planning variance? Difference between the standard and revised standard is a planning variance, and difference between the revised standard and actual performance is operation variance. Okay, and if you will add both of these, you will get traditional variance. Okay, traditional material cost variance, material usage variance, material price variance. Okay, in this way you can find the planning and operation variance. Okay, so this is the topic which you have here. Now, see, why are we considering here standard and revised standard? See, this differences arises due to some uncontrolled reason. Okay, due to this reason which is beyond the control of the person who is setting, the management who is setting the strategies for the organization. For example, can you give example? Yes, for example, COVID-19. For example, COVID-19 example, in previous year, for example, you have set some standard for the quantity or the price of raw material. Okay, but due to COVID-19, the price of the raw material hiked so much. So because of this reason, the standard which you have set, you have to revise that standard. And this is due to some reason which is beyond, beyond control, beyond, it is somewhere which is not at all related to your operating activity, the activity which you are doing. This is not arises because of which. Okay, so this reason arises due to some kind of reason which is beyond your control, for example COVID-19. So because of which you have to revise your standard. Okay, and management, those who are involved in operating activity, if they work in a better way, this variance will be, this will, and if there is any flaw in operation, be adverse variance. Okay, you will assign the responsibility of planning variance to the top level management. ठीक है, planning variance. You assign the responsibility because there is some flaw in the plan, and that is why this planning variance is arising, and you will held responsible for this to the top level management. While in case if there is operation variance, for the operation variance you will held responsible the operating manager. Yeah. So remember what we the traditional variance more in detail. Okay, so this is a kind of advanced variance in which we are analyzing this traditional variance more in detail. Okay, and where see we are just digging this traditional costing, traditional way of finding the variance. We want to find more reason of the variances. Previously the variance were arising in price, the variance were arising in quantity, and you were giving the reasons. You were saying that yes, this is favorable, this is adverse, this might be the reason because of which the price variance is arising, this might be the reason because of which quantity variance is arising. Okay, but here you are saying that this we have planning variance, this is nothing but a traditional variance which is further divided into these two parts. And in case if there is any planning variance, this is due to the poor planning done by the top management. You will held responsible for, in case if there is any planning variance, you will held the top management responsible for this. And if there is any operation level variance, you will held responsible to the people, the actual management, those who are working with the machines and all. Okay, you will hold them responsible. So in this way you will find this, okay. Let me explain this more in detail. Let me explain you more in detail. Okay, so we have this topic, planning and operational variance. We have this topic. Okay, so let us see the introduction. Why is this planning variance arises? This planning variance is arises because of the change in environment. We have already discussed that in strategic cost management we just don't consider the internal environment. Okay, we also consider the external environment. External environment is also affecting our business. So planning variance, you can see here the planning variances arises because of the change in environment, the external environment, which is affecting our business organization. Okay? For example, COVID-19, it is not internally related to my business, but yes, COVID-19, impact of COVID-19 is changing the external environment of my business organization, and and ultimately it is affecting my business. Okay, so we have to consider that also, means we have to consider the external environment also. Take a political, economical, social, all pistols, okay, legal, all the things we have to consider. Okay, so here we have discussed the same thing. So in case if there is any change in external environment, your planning variance will arise. Okay, your planning variances arise if there is any change in external environment. So you can see here traditional variance can be further divided into planning variance and operational variance. If you will add the value of planning and operation variance, you will get traditional variance. And you can see in traditional variance what we do, standard minus actual is our traditional variance. Now what is planning variance? Standards minus revised standard is my planning variance, and revised standard minus actual is my operational variance. Okay, so planning variance arises because there is any error in the planning. Okay, planning variance arises because if there is any error in planning. Okay, it is the difference between the standards and revised standard. Okay, so it is the difference between the standard and revised standard. Okay, strategic level management, top management is responsible for strategic level management. Okay, so the management, the top management, the strategic level management is responsible for planning variance. Okay, So this planning variance is arises from the external effects. ठीक है, generally what happens, this variance arises because of this variance in the organization. It arises from internal factors as well as external factors. See, if the internal factors changes, the variance will arise. Similarly, if the external factors will change, obviously the variance will arise. So we are now bifurcating that. Yes, if there is any external factors, ठीक है, changes, if there is any change in external factors, then what will happen, this planning variance will arise in the screen is not. Oh, okay. So if there is any, let me repeat the same things again. See, planning variance, traditional variance is a difference of standard and actual results. Okay, it's a difference of standard and actual results. And we have already discussed that this traditional variance is a sum of planning variance and operational variance. Okay, now planning variance is a difference of standard minus revised standard. This is planning variance. And operational variance is what? Revised standard minus actual results. Now see, this planning variance, it is related to what? This planning variance is related to external environment. This is related to external environment. If there is any change in external environment like political, economical changes, legal, okay, technology changes, so any kind of those pistol topic which we have discussed, external changes will going to affect my business. Okay, so for that, to whom we will held responsible? We will held responsible if there is any planning variance in the organization. We will held responsible for this to the top management, the strategic level managers. We will held them responsible for this planning variance. Why? Because this variance is arises due to error in plan. Your plan was not good. Error in plan. Okay, and because the external environment is changing, we know that business environment is uncertain. Okay, and in strategic cost management, we consider both internal as well as external environment. Means we consider if there is any uncertainty, we have to consider that, and accordingly we frame the strategies. This is the beauty of the subject. We consider the internal and external environment, and then we frame the strategy for the organization. It means that we are considering the uncertainties also for framing the strategies for the organization. So who is responsible for making these strategies? The top level management is responsible for making these strategies. And in case because of this any variances arising, then whom you will blame? Obviously the top level management. They have to consider the external environment also and correctly set the standards. Okay, and if there is any variances because they have not set the correct standard, see, there is variance in standard. You have set the actual standard, the top level management has set the standards. They have set the standards. The top level management has set the standard, and then the standard is changing. Then you have to consider the revised standard. Why the standard is changing? Because your strategies was not good. Your strategies was not good. It means that you have not considered the external environment correctly, the impact of external environment correctly, and that is why your strategies is not good enough, and that is why the planning which you have done was not so good. That is why you are revising your own standards. Okay. And here, if there is, if such kind of variance is due to the planning error, the error in plan. Okay. So this is how the planning variance arises in the organization. Okay. So I hope it is all clear. Planning variances arises because there is error in plan. Who made this plan? The strategic level manager. Okay. The top level manager, they make this plan, and for making such plan they have to consider all the internal as well as external environment. I hope you remember that we have studied the same thing in strategic cost management, that we have to consider the internal as well as external environment, and accordingly we frame the strategy for the business organization. So in case if there is, there is any variances arising, why? Because you have not frame a good strategy for the organization. Your plan, there is planning error, and who is responsible for this? Obviously the top level manager. Okay, the strategic level manager are responsible for this. Okay ji. Okay, now the next. So who is responsible for framing the plan for the organization? For framing the plan of the organization, who is responsible? The strategic level manager is responsible. The top level manager is responsible. Okay. So in case if there is error in planning, obviously the top level manager or the strategic level manager is responsible for this. Okay. Okay. Next is operation level manager. See, why is this variance? Because you have set the standard and you are revising the standard. Okay. And because of which the variance is arising, which is a plan variance. Okay. Now the variance, when you are actually, you have set a revised standard now you're actually performing the activity of the business organization, and after performing the activity of the business organization, result is different, the actual result is different, the revised standard. If the actual result is different, revised standard, if the actual result is different from the revised standard, okay, then it means, why is this problem is arising? Because there is problem in operation, the way you are doing the business, operating activity. If there is some error in operation, the operating activity, this operation variance will arise in the organization. Okay. So who is responsible for this variance? Obviously the operation level management, the level of management, those who are actually performing the activity of the business organization, they are responsible for this operation level management. Okay. So they are responsible for operation level management. So you can see it is all clear now. It is all clear now. You can see here the total traditional variance. We are dividing the total traditional variance into two parts. One part is planning variance and operational variance, because we are saying any kind of variance arises because of two reasons. One reason is due to the actual way you are doing the activity of the business organization, operating activity of business organization, because of which if there is any variance, that variance is related to operation variance. But yes, it might be possible that there is some problem in your own strategy for the business organization, your own planning error. If there is any, your planning error, then who is responsible for this? The strategic level manager, those who are responsible for making the strategies, the plan of the business organization. And if there is any error at that place, then planning variance will arise. So total variance is further divided into planning variance, because if you have error in your plan, then that will come under planning variance. And another variance is the way you are doing the operation of the business organization, and because of which the variances arises in business organization. So these two reasons are responsible for the variance in the business organization. Okay. So I hope it's all clear. This operation variances arises at the operation level management, the line management, which we have discussed so far so many times. Okay. So this variance is not under the control. See, this variance, planning variance, is not under the control of the people, those who are at this place. Okay? Operation level manager is not responsible in case if there is any planning variance. You cannot held responsible the operation level manager, the manager who is actually doing the activity of the business organization. You cannot held them responsible for the planning variance of the business organization. Okay. So in case if there is any, if there is any planning variance, such variance is not under the control of operational level management, and hence you cannot hold them responsible for such planning variance. It is mentioned here. Okay. Only the operating activity, the variance which arises because of the operating activity, you will hold this operation level manager responsible for that. I hope it is all clear to all of you. Okay. So why this planning variance may arise? See, any uncertainties like when CAA was introduced in next year. CAA, the law which is related to CAA, was introduced. You can see strike around all the country in our in our country. You can see the people were doing strike. Okay, and because of which the business activity was disrupted. Okay, similarly, due to COVID-19, due to lockdown, business activity was disrupted, and because of all such reason, the variance may arises, the standard may change. Now you can see that how the inflation rate is increasing, how the GDP is decreasing, how the economic growth is decreasing. So all these things will ultimately affect the price of the raw material and other things. Okay? So this kind of, these are the reason for for the planning variance in the organization. Okay? So these are responsible for planning variance. So so what we have discussed, like if there is any economic factors, like if there is any change in technology, we have considered those political reasons. Like CAA, law related to CAA is related to political decision which has affected the business organization of our entire country. The political factor, if there is any change in technology, you can see nowadays how technology has changes the worldwide, and how people are using technology worldwide for their business, for their business activity. Now if in case if any business organization is not technology, is not using technology, then in such case obviously they cannot pace with the other other business organization. So uh, if there is any change in technology, obviously that will affect the business organization. If there is any other kind of economic factors, obviously that will affect the business organization. So all these external environment, political, economical, legal, social factors, everything will affect your business organization. Okay, so these are the reasons. Okay, very clear. I hope these reasons are very clear to all of you. So what are the advantage of finding this planning and operational variance? See, previously what happened, you are finding the responsibility of all kind of variance to one level. Instead, now we are saying that this any kind of variance is further divided into two parts. For one part, the strategic level, the top level management is responsible, and other part, the operation level management is responsible. So only the operational level manager, you cannot hold responsible for all the variance to only operational level manager. ठीक है. Now see, you can see the responsibility, you are dividing the responsibility into top level management as well as operational level management. You are you are dividing the responsibility now. So this is the advantage. ठीक है. So you can identify the variance due to poor planning. ठीक है. And put realistic value to variance. Okay. Now you can find easily the variance which is arises from the operation level and the variance which is arises because of the poor plan. Okay. Now you can use the updated standard cost and revised budgets. You can you can assess the realistic variance nowadays. See, we will discuss this advantage and disadvantage later on. Let me first take some questions related to this topic, so that it will be easy for us to understand the reason. It will be easy for us to understand the advantage and disadvantage of these variances. Okay, now let me first let me write the formula for these variances, which I expect all of you to write. Then, in case if you have any doubt, you can ask me. If you have any doubt, you want to ask me anything, you can ask me. Otherwise, let me first write the formula for finding the planning variance and operational variance. Then we will do all the numerical which we have. Then we will do the advantage and disadvantage of the variances. Okay? Then we will do that. Let me first write the formula for this. You can see here we have material cost variance, labor cost variance. Okay, so I'm first writing the formula for material cost variances, then I'll write the formula for labor cost variances. Okay, so you can see this material cost variance can be further divided into two parts: material quantity variance and material price variance. Okay, so let me consider this first. Material direct material usage or quantity variance. Okay, we consider this first. Okay, so if you find it directly, what will you do? This is traditional variance, actual versus standards. Okay, so in case of quantity variance, what will you consider? The standard quantity minus actual quantity, okay, into standard price. This is my traditional variance for finding the direct material quantity variance. Okay, now I'm dividing this into planning and operation variance. This is material planning variance due to quantity. ठीक है, planning variance due to change in quantity. ठीक है, and operational variance. ठीक है, now for planning variance, what we consider revised standard. So this is all about revised standard versus standards. ठीक है, so here the formula will be standard quantity minus revised standard quantity into standard price. Okay, so in this way you will get planning variance. Similarly, how will you get operation variance? For finding the operational variance, you will consider the revised standard versus actual results. So here, what will you consider? Revised standard quantity minus actual quantity into what? Revised standard price. Revised standard price. So you can see here, with the help of this, you can find easily this material usage variance, material quantity variance. Similarly, you can find the material price variance. Wait. So you can see here that this material quantity variance, this material cost variance arises from two: material quantity variance, material price variance. Okay, and you can divide this further into planning variance and operational variance. Similarly, price variance, you can divide it into planning variance and operation variance. So you can see here, you can calculate, for calculating the total variance of material, you have to find the planning variance for the quantity variance. Planning variance, which is due to there is change in price. Okay, you have to consider that. Similarly, operation variance due to quantity variance, operation variance due to change in price. So in this way, you have to calculate all these things. Okay, you have to calculate all these things. We have a question related to this. Okay. Similarly, labor variance, total labor variance. How this total labor variance arises? It arises from two way. First is efficiency variance, ठीक है, and second is direct labor rate variance, ठीक है. And this efficiency variance, you can further divide it into planning variance and operation variance, ठीक है. Similarly, labor rate variance, you can divide it further into planning variance and operation variance. So similarly, you can see here that how you have to find all these things. I hope it is all clear, and it will be more clear while we do the numerical related to this topic. Okay, if you will do the numerical related to this topic will be more clear to us. Okay, so we have a question. I want all of you to give me the answer of this question. I don't want to do this question first. I want all of you to do this question. Okay, see, it is very easy to calculate the traditional variance, the cost variance, traditional cost variance, traditional material variance, traditional price variance. I hope it is clear to all of you. You can calculate it. Traditional cost variance, you can calculate. You can calculate traditional price variance. You can calculate usage variance, traditional usage or quantity variance. You can calculate all these things. Then further, you will divide this traditional price variance into operation variance and planning variance. Similarly, quantity variance into operation variance and planning variance. So in this way, you have to find all these things. Okay, you have to consider the standards, you have to consider the revised standards, and then actual. Okay, so you have to consider the standard quantity, revised standard quantity, actual quantity. Similarly, standard price, revised standard price, actual price. Okay, consider them. Try to do this question. I want all of you to do this. Try to do this at your own first. I'm giving you time, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Okay, and I expect all of you to do this question at your own. I'm waiting for you to give me the answer. Okay, so I'm waiting here. I expect all of you to do this question at your own, and you will give me the answer. Okay, do this question at your own. Your own first. I'm giving you time. Okay, so do this question and give me the answer quickly. Give me the answer. Okay, give me the answer. I'm waiting for you to give me the answer of this question. We will consider the standard, revised standard, and actual. The standard quantity, revised standard quantity, actual quantity. Similarly, standard price, revised standard price, actual price. And after considering them, you can find all these things. Okay, planning variance for the price variance, operation variance for the price variance, planning variance for quantity, and operation variance for quantity. So in this way you can find all these things. Okay, do it at your own. Okay, and give me the answer. Do this at your own and give me the answer. Okay, give me the answer quickly. Okay, I'm waiting for you to give me the answers. Okay, I want all of you to try it first at your own. And for finding these variants, you can use these formula. You have these formula in your book. Okay? These two formulas. See, we don't have to consider the labor variance. It is all related to material. So you can use these two formula for finding all the values which we want to find. Okay? You can use these formula. It is very easy to do. Okay? Difference between this will be what? Planning variance. Difference of this will be operation variance. Okay, so if you consider the quantity, you will get this planning variance and operation variance for the quantity. And if you will consider the prices, the standard price and revised price. Okay, similarly if you consider the price, you consider the price, you will get what? You will get price variance. You will get price variance. So in this way, you can find the values. Okay. Do this question, give me the answer. I'm waiting for you to give me the answer. Okay. Okay. Raman has given me answer of traditional variance. I want all the student to give me the answers. I want all the student to give me the answers. Okay. I expect all the student to give me the answer quickly. Okay. At least calculate the traditional variance. Calculate the traditional variance. And give me answer quickly. Shall I do this question? Are you doing? Do you want me to do this question? Are you trying? Tell me quickly. Okay, let me do this question for you. Okay, let me do this question for you. See, first we have to calculate what? Traditional variance. First, we have to calculate the traditional variance. Okay. So what is the formula for finding the traditional variance? standard quantity minus actual quantity into standard price. Okay, standard quantity minus actual quantity into standard price. What is the standard quantity here? You have the standard quantity you have is quantity which is used to produce the finished good is this. Okay, actual quantity in kg is this. Okay, so we will consider this, and standard price is this. Okay, so we will consider this. Standard quantity is what? 4500 into 2, which is 9000. If you have done, give me the answer. Okay, 9000 kg. Actual quantity is 8750 kg. Okay, into standard price. What is the standard price? 12.5. So in this way, you can calculate it. This is quantity variance. Okay, using traditional method. Okay, traditional variance, quantity variance, traditional quantity variance. The answer of this value is what? Solve and give me the answer. Similarly, price variance. How will you calculate this price variance? Price variance, this is the formula: standard price minus actual price into actual quantity. The price variance. Okay, standard price minus actual price into actual quantity. Standard price minus actual price, okay, into standard quantity. I hope we have done the same question, so easy questions in CA Inter. Standard price, actual price, into standard quantity. What is the standard quantity here? 4500 into 2, that is 9000 is the standard quantity. So in this way, you can calculate the quantity variance and price variance using the traditional method. Okay, this way you can calculate quantity and price variance using traditional method. This is 3125 favorable, and this is 4375 adverse. So total variance, total quantity variance is what? Rupees 3125 favorable and rupees 4375 adverse. You can calculate the value, total variance, total quantity variance, this way. This is the way of calculating the quantity variance and price variance using traditional way. Okay, traditional variance. Now this quantity variance, we will divide it in further into two parts: planning variance and operational variance. So first we will find this quantity. For quantity variance, we will find the planning variance. Okay, quantity variance. Okay, we will find the planning variance. We will find the planning variance and we will find the operational variance. Give me the answer if you have done this at your own. If you have done this at your own, give me the answer. Okay. Similarly, we will find price variance. We will find the price variance, quantity or usage variance, and quantity or usage variance and price variance. Okay. Sorry, what I have done. Price variance. We are finding here the planning variance. And operation variance for price variance. Okay. Give me the answer if you have done. Let me check. Give me the answer quickly. Okay, I got answer from Anjali and Raman. See, you are writing this planning variance as a total planning variance or total operation variance, or this planning is just related to this quantity variance or price variance. Please mention it clearly. Okay? It might be possible the planning variance you are writing is total planning variance, in which you are considering this quantity variance as well as this price variance. Okay? Or you are giving me the answer just for planning variance for quantity variance, and planning variance arises in case of price variance. You can see. Okay. Okay, so you can see here. Now let us see the formula of quantity variance. For quantity variance, what is the planning variance? Standard minus revised standard into standard price. Standard minus revised standard quantity minus revised standard quantity into standard price. Okay. This is my planning variance in case where quantity variance is arising. Similarly, operational variance, revised standard quantity minus actual quantity into what? Revised standard quantity minus actual quantity into what? Revised standard price. Okay, revised standard price. So here you are taking revised standard price. Okay. You can create a table at this place also if you want. Okay. What we already have a table, by the way, in this question, so let us use that table. So what we have to consider, the standard quantity. What is the standard quantity? This is the standard quantity. Then revised standard quantity. What is the revised standard quantity? This is the revised standard quantity, this in kg. This is the revised standard quantity. Then what is the standard price? This is the standard price you have. This is the standard price. Okay. Consider them and find the plan variance for quantity variance. Okay. So standard quantity here, it is 9000 kg. Revised standard quantity is what? 4500 into 2.25. 4500 into 2.25 kg. Okay, I don't know the value. I have to use a calculator for this. Okay, and what is the standard price? 12.5 is the standard price. 12.5. So in this way, if you will solve this, you will get the plan variance. Quickly, if you have done, please quickly give me the answers. Okay, I'm also checking along with this. I'm checking your answers also. Okay, so quickly keep giving me your answers. Okay, very nice. Other student also, Anjali, Raman, other student. I expect all the student to do it at your own. See, the practice will help you to understand this concept. It is very easy. Since you have a formula, you have to apply them. Okay, you don't have to use your brain much. Okay, for analysis, yes, we need to understand. Okay, but for finding these values, I hope you can do it very easily by using the formula. Okay. So I want all of you, all the student, to give me the answers. Not just one two student is giving me answers. I expect all the student to give me the answers. Okay? I expect all the student. Now here next, operation variance for quantity variance. I have to consider the revised standard quantity, which is this. Okay? If I will solve this value, what will be this value? Operation, this is, I guess this value is 10125. I don't know the exact value. I'm not using the calculator. So you tell me the value is correct or not. And the actual quantity. See how this value has come, 4500 into 2.25. Or let me write this value itself. Okay, you do the calculation. Okay. Revised standard quantity. What is the revised standard quantity? This is the revised standard quantity I have. 4500 into 2.25. So 4500 into 2.25 is the revised standard quantity. What is the actual quantity? See, this is the actual quantity, 8750. 8750 is the actual quantity. What is the revised standard price? The revised standard price is this. Revised standard price is 11.5. 11.5. So if you will calculate this value, you can get the value of operation variance at this place. Okay. So this value is, I guess, this value is 14062.50. Okay. And this value, this is a favorable value, and planning variance quantity. Yeah, this is adverse. So you can see here we have adverse variance in planning stage. It means that there is error in plan. That is why this adverse variance is arising. However, the operation level manager are doing well, and that is why we have a favorable variance here. And for that, they may ask for incentive and bonus. Operation level manager, they may ask for the incentives because they are giving you favorable variance. However, this planning variance is arising. This adverse variance is arising because of the error in the plan. Okay, strategic plans was not good. So you can't held responsible for that to operation level manager. You can see that we use this variance in case of traditional budgeting for giving the incentive and bonus to the managers. Okay. Similarly, price variance for planning. What will we consider for price variance? Material price variance, planning level, revised standard price minus revised standard price into revised standard quantity. Okay. So standard price minus revised standard price, okay, into revised standard quantity. Okay. Similarly, for operation level, revised standard price minus actual price into actual quantity. So revised standard price minus actual price into standard quantity. Okay. So in this way, into actual quantity. Okay, operation level management. Okay, so for standard price, what will you consider here? This is the standard price, 4500. Sorry. 4500 into 2, that is 9000 kg standard price. Okay, minus revised standard quantity is revised. What I'm doing? Standard price is what? 12.5 is the standard price. Revised standard price is 11.5. 12.5 is standard price. 11.5 is revised standard price. What is the revised standard quantity? This is the revised standard quantity, 4500 into 2.25. 4500 into 2.25, okay, kg. This is revised standard quantity. So in this way you can find the planning variance. Similarly, revised standard price is 11.5. Actual price is what? 13 rupees is the actual price. I hope the color is visible. There is no problem in color. There is no problem in color. No. Actual quantity. What is the actual quantity? Yes, this is the actual quantity, 8750. 8750 kg is the actual quantity. So in this way, you can calculate the price variance in case of planning variance and operation variance plan. So my answer is what? At this place, what is my answer? Price variance, planning variance, price variance. I guess this is 10125 favorable. Please correct me in case if I'm wrong. Okay. Operation variance. This is rupees 13125 and this is adverse. Okay. Now you can see you can calculate the total operation variance. Considering them, you can calculate the total operation variance and total planning variance in order to find the flaws. Who is actually responsible? If there is adverse variance in planning stage, you will held responsible for that to strategic level manager. And if there is adverse variance in operation variance, if there is adverse variance, then you will held responsible you will held responsible the line management for that. Okay. So total planning variance and total operation variance. Okay. It arises from where? Quantity and price. Okay. Quantity and price. Okay. So what is the planning? 14062 adverse. This is from quantity variance. Okay. And 10125 favorable. Okay. Rupees. Similarly, 15812.50. Okay. Operation variance favorable plus this 13125 adverse. Add them. Give them value. Total planning variance, total operation variance. 3937.5, which is adverse, and 2687.5, which is favorable. So you can see the planning variances, total planning variance is adverse and total operation variance is favorable. So if there is total planning variance is adverse, if there is adverse variance and planning variance, it means that who is responsible for this adverse variance? The strategic level manager is responsible. Your strategies was not good. Your planning was not good. Okay. So you can see how this chapter is also related to your first chapter also. Okay. How you can do the analysis from the first chapter also. ठीक है. So I guess this is all clear. Very easy question. You just have to consider the formula, and with the help of the formula, you can easily find the solutions. ठीक है. In case if you have any doubt, you can ask me. I don't think that there is any doubt. Such a simple question. Chavi. Okay, I got answer from Chavi also. ठीक है. ठीक है. So Chavi. ठीक है. See, I want see what we have done. I hope you understand this. That for quantity variance we find the planning variance and operation variance. For price variance we find the planning variance and operation variance. You can see that we are digging into it. ठीक है. We already had the quantity variance in our traditional system. We already had the price variance in our traditional system. Now we are further dividing them into planning operational variance. ठीक है. And after that we have added this and this in order to find the total planning variance, and then we added this with this in order to find the total operation variance. If the total planning variance is adverse, as you can see here that the total planning variance is adverse. If the total planning variance is adverse, means who is responsible for this adverse variance? The plan was not good. There was error in plan because of which the adverse variance is arising. So for this, who is responsible? Strategic level manager is responsible. And operation level variance, if though we have a favorable variance here, so for favorable variance, we will give incentive bonus to the operation level, the line level management. But in case if this variance is adverse, then whom we will blame for this? Obviously, the line management or operation level management. So I hope the question is clear to all of you, and I hope you understand. If you're still doing the question, tell me, I'll wait. Otherwise, if you have done the question, I don't want you to write it. ठीक है. I want you to do this question at your own. ठीक है. I don't want you to just copy this question. Just copy these answers. ठीक है. I want all of you to apply your own brain and do this question at your own. ठीक है. If you will do this question at your own, that will help you to learn the formulas which we have here. ठीक है. You can quickly, easily learn the formulas. So that is why I expect all of you to do these questions at your own. That will help you to learn all the formulas we have here. ठीक है. Quickly tell me you have done. Shall we move to next question? If you will ask me to wait, I'll wait. ठीक है. So please tell me quickly that you have done this question, or you are still doing this question and I have to wait, or I have to go for the next question. Quickly tell me. Okay, I'm waiting for you. If you are still doing this question, I will wait for you. If you have done this question, we will go to the next question. Okay, if you have done, we will go to the next question. Quickly tell me. Quickly tell me you have done or not. Quickly tell me you have done this question. Quickly give me the answers. Total planning variance from this and this. Add them. Total planning variance. Give me the total planning variance. Similarly, give me the total operation variance. ठीक है. Add this and this. You will get the total operation variance. And add this and this. You will get the total planning variance. Quickly tell me you have done or not. Shall I wait? Shall I proceed? Tell me quickly. Quickly. Okay. Okay, you all have done. ठीक है. Very nice. Let's proceed to the next question. ठीक है. See, in analysis, though we don't have the analysis portion in this question, but in case if we have analysis, then in case of analysis, if there is any adverse variance in case of planning, you will say the planning was not good. Okay, and there is need to change the strategies and plan for the organization. And if you have adverse variance in operation, then there is need to change the operating activity of the organization. Okay. I want all of you to do this question. Next question is this. ठीक है, next is this question, very easy question. ठीक है, I'm giving you again 5 minutes. Do it at your own. ठीक है, planning variance. For planning variance, what we do for operation variance, first we consider the standards. You can create a table. ठीक है, then we consider the revised standard, then the actual result. So what will you consider? You will consider the standard quantity, then revised standard quantity, then actual quantity. ठीक है, so this will help you to find the planning and operational variance for the quantity. ठीक है, if there is any. By the way, in this question you have to calculate the total variance. ठीक है, and you consider the standard price, standard, revised standard price and actual price, है ना? If you will multiply them, you will get the standard cost, ठीक है, revised standard cost and actual cost. ठीक है, standard cost, revised standard cost and actual cost. ठीक है, and from these two value, what will you get? From these two you will get planning variance, and from these two variance you will get operation variance. So in case if they have asked you to calculate the planning and operation variance, consider this. ठीक है, if you will consider these two value, standard cost minus revised standard cost, from here you will get planning variance, and revised standard cost and minus actual cost you will get operation variance. So in this way you can fill the information and you can do this question. ठीक है, I'm waiting for you to give me the answers. I will not do this question, I want you to do this question. ठीक है, I want all of you to do this question and I'm waiting for you. ठीक है, I'm waiting for you to give me the answers. In this question you just have to calculate the total plan variance and total operation variance. ठीक है, if you want to calculate the total plan variance, total operation variance, don't find this. Instead of finding this, calculate the standard cost by multiplying these two value. If you will multiply these two value, standard quantity into standard price, you will get standard cost. Similarly, revised standard quantity into revised standard price, you will get revised standard cost. Similarly, actual quantity into actual price, you will get actual cost. And considering them, these standard quantity, revised standard quantity, actual cost, you will get the total plan variance and total operation variance. ठीक है, do this question at your own. Do this question and quickly give me the answers. Quickly give me the answers. I'm waiting for you to give me the answers. ठीक है, I'm waiting for you to give me the answers. I hope the question is visible to all of you. Do this question. Give me the answers quickly. Quickly tell me if you have done the question. If you have done this question, quickly give me the answer. You have to calculate the total planning variance and total operation variance in this question. Okay, you just have to find the total planning variance and total operation variance in this question. See, let me read this question for all of you. Okay, let me read this question for all of you. Roshan company manufactures stopper. So stopper is a product which this company is manufacturing, which it is estimated required 2 kg of material element at rupees 10 per kg. Okay? In week 21, budget to produce is 250 stoppers. So the standard quantity which they want to produce is 250 units. Okay? 450 kg of element were purchased and used in the week at a cost of 5100, though standard was 250, but you have actually used 450 quantity and the actual total cost is 5100. Okay. Later it was found that the standards had failed to allow for a 10% price increase throughout the material suppliers industry. So there is 10% increase in price, this revised standard price by 10%. Okay. So which is what? This increase in price is what? 10%. Previously, what was the standard price? 10 rupees per kg. Okay. And now there is increase in price by 10%. So this will be 11 rupees. This is the revised standard price. Later it was found that standard failed to allow, means the standard which you have set is now failed. Okay, and so you are setting a revised standard. So this is 11 at this place. Nothing is mentioned for the stock. It means we will use the same revised standard quantity. So in this way, you can calculate here the standard cost, okay, revised standard cost and actual cost. Okay, 250 units, 250 units, 450 kg. See, one more thing I want to tell you here. One more thing. It is clearly mentioned that the standard was set for 250 units. Okay, and they have actually purchased the input. This is the input for producing the final units. If you have a standard for producing 250 units, what will be the standard raw material which is required to produce the standard unit? We have to consider the input here. Okay, this is the final unit, final standard unit which you are producing, 250 units. So how many raw material is required? It is mentioned here that for 1 unit you need 2 kg of raw material. So you will multiply 2 kg here. Okay, you need 2 kg of raw material. Okay, since we do this variance for the direct raw material which you are consuming for producing the final product. Okay, so since you are producing 250 units, for producing 250 units, how much raw material is required? On the other hand, actual quantity of raw material used is 450 kg. It is mentioned at this place. Okay, so if you consider all these values, you will get the answers. Okay, so I expect you to give me the answers. Okay, planning variance, who give me the answer? Raman. I got answer from Raman, but I expect other student also to give me the answer. So I'm waiting for other student also to give me the answers. See, always remember, if you are doing the question here, in case of you are doing the question here for finding the variance, see, always remember, I want to clarify this. In case if you're doing question here and you're trying to find the variance, obviously you find the variance either for the direct direct raw material, or you find the variance for the direct labor, or you find the variance for the variable overheads or the fixed overheads. है ना? These are the costs which you have in the organization. These are the costs. Obviously, all these costs are related to producing the final output units. Output. है ना? All these costs are related to producing the final outputs. ठीक है? And here what we consider the raw material, the input, the raw material which is required to produce this output, which may be in unit or kg or in liter. Okay, it may vary, but always remember that you are finding the direct raw material variance, in which you will consider the input consumed, the input you have purchased and you have used for doing the production, for producing the output. So always remember, always while doing the question, always check whether this is the final output or it is a raw material. Okay, for example, it is given here that 450 kg units you have consumed, 4 kg raw material you have consumed. On the other hand, they have mentioned you here the standard output. The stopper is the output. This is the output unit which you are producing, and element is a raw material. It's a raw material. It is input. Okay, I hope this is all you have studied in your CA Inter also. But still, I want to clarify this. Always, while finding these value, always check, because you will do error at this place only. I know you people will do error at this place only. Okay, so while you are buying, while you are finding the material variance, always check how many material, the raw material you are consuming for producing the outputs. How many raw material you are consuming producing output. For example, here in this question it is mentioned in this question it is mentioned that in one final unit you are using 2 kg of LMN. So if in case we are producing 250 units, how many kg of LMN we are using? 2 into 250 kg of LMN we are using. है ना जी? And for this raw material we are finding the variance. We are finding the variance for this raw material. We will find the variance for the labor. We will find the variance for the variable overheads. We will find the variance for fixed overhead. है ना? So I hope you understand all these things. I hope you have done this question. I expect more answers from you. Please give me quickly your answers. Other student also. Give me the answers. Okay, so from here you will get the planning variance. From here you will get this operation variance. Okay, planning variance, operation variance. I hope it is clear. Shall we proceed to next question? Tell me. I hope you all have done this question. Shall we proceed to next question? Quickly tell me. Give me the answer quickly and quickly tell me. Shall we proceed to next question? Quickly tell me, shall we proceed to next question? You all have done this question or not? Okay, you're still doing this question. Okay. Traditional variance, total traditional variance is this. See, I just want planning variance and operational variance. Tell me whether the planning variance is favorable or adverse. You can see, I can see here from these value, I can see the planning variance is adverse, because you have set the standard for 5,000 and now you are revising it to 5,500. Obviously this is adverse, this is adverse, है ना? You have set the standard cost as 5,000 and then you are revising the standard cost to 5,500. Obviously this is adverse. ठीक है? Obviously this is adverse. Similarly, if you see here, revised standard quantity is this, actual quantity is this, actual cost is this. So now you are reducing the actual cost. It means that this is favorable. So it means that there is error. Since planning variance is adverse, there is planning error. ठीक है? While operation variance is good, favorable, so we will, we will give incentive to the operation level managers. Now quickly tell me it is clear or not. Shall we proceed to next question or not? Quickly tell me. See, if you will not give me the answer, that will be difficult for me. Okay, that will be difficult. I'm taking quite, all these questions are, very easy kind of questions. Okay, we have enough time. Okay, now let us take this one question. This question. If you have done that question, read this question and try to do this question. In this question, you have to find the material price planning variance, material operation variance, material price operation variance, and material price quantity operation variance. See, you have to first find the material price variance, and for material price variance you have to find the planning variance and operation variance. Okay, for material price you have to calculate the planning variance and operation variance. Okay, and then you have to find the material quantity variance. For this you have to find the planning variance and operation variance. In case if there is no such planning variances given here, it might be possible that while we will do this question, this value will be nil. That is why they ask you not to calculate this value. So that is why might be possible that it will be nil. That is why they didn't ask you to calculate this value. Okay, let us do this question. I'm giving you 4 or 5 minutes again to do this question. I hope you have done the previous question. Okay, I got answer from Chavi, Anjali, Raman. Very nice. Okay, you have given me the answer. Let me check the answers. 500. 500 is correct. For planning variance, it is 500. Okay, operation variance is 400. Very nice. This is favorable and it was. Okay. Very nice. Okay, very nice. If my speed is fast, if you feel that my speed is fast, please let me know. Okay. In case if you feel that I'm fast, please tell me. Okay. See, I feel like questions are very easy, so you can do it quickly. But if in case if you feel my speed is fast, you can tell me. Okay, I'll go slow. Okay. In case if you feel my speed is fast, tell me. Okay. Now this is the question we have. Okay, you have to calculate. You know that what you do in order to calculate the total material variance, you calculate the material price variance and material usage variance. So this is what we have done in traditional standard costing. Okay, now we have to further calculate for for this material price variance, planning variance and operational variance, and for this material quantity variance, again we have to calculate the planning variance and operational variance. We have to calculate all these values now in this question. Okay, I'm giving you time. I know this question is quite lengthy. Do this question. Okay, I'm giving you time. ठीक है, do this question. If you feel my speed is fast, please tell me. ठीक है, but see, I don't want all of you to just copy me. ठीक है, that is why I'm not solving these questions. I want all of you to do this question at your own. Very easy. These questions are very easy. So first try to do this question at your own. Then we will discuss. Otherwise, it is just a copy. ठीक है, and I don't want you to just copy me. ठीक है, I want all of you to apply your own brain. ठीक है, to do these question at your own, or to try to do these question at your own. ठीक है, so that is why I'm waiting, and I'm waiting for all of you to try, at least try. ठीक है, try to do these question. Try this question. I hope the question is visible. Yeah, the question is visible. Try to do this question at your own. So you have done or not? Okay, I got answer from Anjali, but I want all the student to give me the answer. And please, Anjali, don't just write this is planning variance. Either it will be total planning variance or it will be the planning variance for the material price variance. Okay, so write it properly. Either it is a total planning variance, yeah, it is planning price variance, then it's okay. Okay, you can write it as planning price variance, planning usage variance. Okay, operation usage variance. You have given me operation usage variance. Very nice. I want all the student to give me the answers. Okay, what will you do? You will prepare the chart again. Okay, what you consider in that charts? You will consider the revised standards and then you will consider the actual. Means the standard quantity, okay, revised standard quantity, then actual quantity, then standard price, then revised standard price, then actual price. Okay, so standard cost, revised standard cost, actual cost. Okay, so in this way you can make a table. Table will help you to do this question in a better way. Take care. Always before doing this question, make a table. Okay, so this table will help you. See, from here you will get the planning variance, from here you will get the operation variance. Okay, okay, from here you will get planning variance, from here you will get operation variance. Okay, do this question. You have done? Quickly tell me you have done this question. Shall I do this question? Okay, very nice. This is the answer from Anjali. Operational price variance is nil. She is saying, ma'am, this will come operational price variance. Okay, let me check that. Let me check that. Okay. Okay, shall I do this question for all of you? You have tried this question at your own. Shall we discuss? Quickly tell me yes or no. We have tried. This is the answer. Like, sorry. Okay, let me read this question first for all of you. Okay. PMP company is a manufacturing and selling product X. So this is my final product. The company is manufacturing and selling this final product in the market. Okay. Product X require product D. So D is my what input. Okay. This is my input. Product D is my input raw material. The raw material D had a standard direct material cost in the budget of 1 kg of material D So this is the information which is related to standards. ठीक है, ₹10 per kg, which is ₹40 per unit of product X. See, they have given you this, the price of raw material which is consumed in producing one final product, 1 unit. The material, the cost of material in one unit is ₹40. ठीक है, while the cost of 1 kg of raw material D, input D, the cost of 1 kg of raw material is ₹10, is ₹10. So for producing one final product, you are consuming how much raw material? 4 kg of raw material. How I conclude it? See, it is given here. D is the, it is given here. It is given here in this question that D is the raw material and X is the final product. It is given here in this question. Also, it is mentioned that for 1 unit of final product, the raw material cost, the standard raw material cost is what? ₹40. Okay? And 1 kg of raw material is of ₹10. है ना? So it means that in 1 unit of finished good, you are consuming 4 kg of raw material. है ना? That is why 4 kg into ₹10 will be equal to ₹40. ठीक है, ₹40 of raw material. This is the standard raw material. This is the standard price of the raw material which you are consuming for producing 1 unit. ठीक है, it is mentioned here. ठीक. So let me make the table for all of you. Okay, after making the table, it will be easy for us to do the question. Okay, so first of all, we will consider the standards, then revised standards, then actual. Okay. Actual. Now, standard, for standard, you will consider the standard quantity. Then you will consider the revised standard quantity. Then actual quantity. Okay. Then you will consider the revised standard price, revised standard price, and actual price. So from here you will get what? Standard cost, revised standard cost, actual cost. Okay, ji. So standard quantity, let me see the let me read first the entire question. Okay, due to domestic riot, see, this is not under the control, and because of which planning variance may arise, because of which you have to change your standards. Due to domestic riot, supply of material to the market has disrupted. The average market price of the material D during the period is ₹11 per kg. So previously, this price was ₹10 per kg. Okay? Now this is ₹11 per kg. Okay? Now this is ₹11 per kg. Sorry, I will write here. ₹10 per kg. This is the raw material price per kg. Okay? This is now ₹11 per kg. ठीक है, 11 per kg. Why this happened? Because of domestic riot. Okay, because of it, see, some uncertainty may arise, because of which you have to revise your standards. Okay, now the price of raw material has, you have to revise the standard price from 10 to 11. Okay, it was decided by the management of the company to revise the material standard cost. So now the material standard cost may revise. Okay. Now, during this period, the company has manufactured 6 units. Okay, of product X. Okay, so this is the final product the company is producing. This is the final product the company is producing. Okay. They require 26300 kg of material. So actual quantity is what? 23600. This is the actual quantity of raw material in kg. It is mentioned here in kg. Okay. Which cost is given? The actual cost is also given. 2,78780. So the actual cost is given. Now for this you can find the actual price. You can divide these two values. Okay. This is the total actual cost and the total actual quantity which you are consuming. Raw material which you are consuming is this. Okay. So if you will divide them, you can get the price, the actual price of the raw material. You can easily get the price, actual price of the raw material. Okay. Tell me this value. Tell me if you have calculated. Tell me this value. Okay. Now, ma'am, what is the standard quantity? What is the revised standard quantity? It is not mentioned anywhere. Standard quantity is not mentioned. Now, how to find the standard quantity? How to find the standard quantity? See, we have given the actual final units which you are producing, 6,000 units. This is the finished good which you are producing. This is the actual finished good which you are producing. Now you have to find the standard quantity required to produce the actual finished good. We know that for one finished good, we need 4 kg of raw material. We know that for one finished good, one finished unit, you need 4 kg of raw material, standard raw material, hai na? You need this. So in case if I'm producing 6,000 units, actual units, 6,000 units, for these units, how many standard units are required? For these, how many standard units are required? Okay. So 24,000 kg standard raw material is required. 24 kg. Okay. Give me this value, actual price. Give me this value. Actual price. I don't know this value. Can you help me to give this value? If you divide this with this, you will get this value. Give me the value. I'm waiting for you to give me the value. Acha. Okay. Is there any? 26300. Okay. Any other point? Can you give me this value, actual price? You can divide them and you can find this value. Give me this. Acha, actual price you have given me. This is 11.81. ठीक है. ठीक है जी. Very nice. Thank you. Chavi. Shalini Malhotra. Thank you. Okay. So you can see now in this question, it is very easy for you to do all these things. Okay. It is very easy for you to calculate the planning variance for the standard, for the quantity, planning variance for the price. Okay. And operation variance. It is very easy for find all the variance now. But before that, what is this revised standard quantity? We don't have any information related to revised standard quantity. We have studied this entire question and there is no information related to revised standard quantity. So in such case, we will assume it as same. Okay? We will assume it same. Okay? Now see, now after finding all these values, you can calculate here the standard cost and revised standard cost. After multiplying these values, you can get these values. Okay? Now I hope it is very easy for all of you to calculate what planning variance. Okay, you are calculating the planning variance due to material price variance. Okay, due to material quantity or usage variance. Planning variance, and with the help of this you can get the total planning variance. Similarly, operation variance. Operation variance, you will calculate the material price variance, and with the help of material quantity variance you will find this operation variance, and here you can get the total operation variance. Okay, so I hope it is all clear to all of you. So you are still doing, give me the answers if you can give me. Okay, see, if you will see here, this material usage variance, what will be the value? See, I want all of you to give me the value of material. See, material usage variance, planning material usage variance, or material usage planning variance. Okay, give me this value. Material usage planning variance. Okay, and find other value also. Okay, find other value. This value, this value, this value, this value. Okay, material price planning variance, material price planning variance, material quantity planning variance, material price operation variance. Okay, material quantity operation variance. Find all these values. Okay, by using what formula? By using these formula. Okay. Quickly do this question. Other side, keep this formula. Okay, and do this question. On one side, keep this, okay, this table, and on other side use this formula and do this question. Okay, do this question. On one side use this table, and on other side use this these formula, and specially tell me all the variants, but specially I want this variance. Okay, I want to know about this variance specially. Okay, and give some kind of analysis if it is easy for you to analyze the situation. Okay, give some comment also. Give some comment now. Give some comment, not just do the calculation, but give me some kind of analysis which you can do here. Okay, use this table, use this formula, and do this question. Come on, I'm waiting for you to give me the answers. Okay. Acha, actual cost is 10.6. Okay, I'm sorry. See, I have not calculated this. I asked you to calculate this. How will you calculate this actual price? Actual cost divided by actual quantity, which is 10.6. And standard, revised standard. I hope the other information is correct. Okay. Calculate it. Okay, I'm giving you time. Calculate it. Per kg. Calculate this and give me the answers. Okay, all the planning variance, operation variance, okay, planning variance for the quantity, planning variance for the price, okay, operation variance for quantity, and operation variance for price, then total variance. ठीक है. Okay, material price planning variance. See, you can write it as na material price planning variance, material quantity planning variance, material price operation variance, material quantity operation variance. This way you can give me the answers. Okay. And total planning variance. And after adding them, you can get the total planning variance and total quantity variance. So this way, give me the answers. Okay. Okay. Material price planning variance, material quantity planning variance, material price operation variance, material quantity operation variance. This way, calculate it, give me the answers. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to use this table and this formula. Okay. This table and this formula. Give me the answers. Okay. I'm waiting for you. Material price planning variance, material quantity material price planning variance, material quantity planning variance, material price operation variance, material quantity operation variance. And after that, calculate the total planning variance, total operation variance. So this way, give me all the information. I'm waiting for you. Once you will do, we will do the next question. Okay. And practice as much as you can do. Okay. If you will practice, it will be easy for you to learn all the formulas, and then it will be easy for you to do the analysis. And in the same question, I want all of you to participate in analysis also. Okay, analyze the situation and comment on the scenario which you can, after analysis, which you want to give me. Calculate it. I'm waiting. Okay. Do this question, and once you have done, give me the answers. Okay, I'm waiting for you to give me the answers. Okay, I'm waiting for you to give me the answers. Okay. Planning variance planning price variance, material planning price variance, material usage variance, operation price variance, and operation usage variance. See, write this way. This is Anjali. Anjali from Punjab. Beta, please use these words. Okay? Because I want all of you to use the right word in examination. It is good to learn the right word. Okay? Write it like material price planning variance, material quantity planning variance, material price planning variance, material quantity planning variance, material price operation variance, material quantity operation variance. This way. Okay? Material price planning variance, material quantity planning variance, material price operation variance, material quantity operation variance. Use it in this way. Yes, Chavi, Raman, very nice. ठीक है जी, सब all the answers are correct. You can see here that material quantity planning variance, this is nil. Material quantity planning variance is nil. All All the answers are correct. ठीक है, Anjali, your answer is correct. Raman, your answer is correct. ठीक है. Then Chavi, correct. Your answer is correct. Very nice. So I hope the question is clear to all of you. Yeah, I got answers. Very nice. Raman, Anjali, Chavi, very nice. Other student also. I expect other student also to be nice. Okay. So use this table. See, if you will make the table like this will help you to do the question very easily. है ना? Make the table. Always read the question in detail, properly. Okay. Read the question properly. Then try to make a table like this and then do this question. है ना? Then in this way, it is very easy for us to do this question. I hope the question is clear to all of you. I hope the question is clear, and I hope I don't need to do this question now. Okay? Do you want me to solve this question? See, I got the answers from all of you. Do you want me to do this question, to solve this question, or you can do it at your own? Quickly tell me, you want me to solve this question, or you can do it at your own? Comment on the situation. What advice you want to give here? What comment you want to give here? Give me this values. Sorry, give me the comments also. Okay, you people have given me the values, but now give me the comments also. Okay, what comment you want to give here? Give the comments. What comment you want to give here? So I hope all this information is clear to all of you. Can you give me the comment here? What is the total planning variance? First, give me this value. This is 26300 adverse. And this will be what? This will be again adverse, but how much? The difference. Now, can you comment here something? Is it possible for you to give some comment here? Comment. For you, or you can do it at your own, and you want me to proceed to next question. See, we have a lot of question here. No comment. I want all of you to comment on the situation. Can you comment here? You can see here that the total planning variance is adverse variance, and total operation variance is also adverse variance. It means that, see, we frame this planning variance at this level. We frame the planning variance at this level, and operation, see, planning variance arises because of the error of this level, top level management, or the strategic level management. Okay? So if you have total planning variance, then who is responsible? If it is adverse, then it means that If you have adverse planning variance, then top level management have not framed a proper plan. Okay, the strategic plan or the plan was not good, that is why the planning variance is arising. Okay, and in case if you have adverse operation variance, it means that this line management or operation level management is not working properly, and that is why this operation variance is arising at this level. So in this way, you can analyze the situation. Okay, we have questions related to analysis of these conditions. Okay, so I hope you can do those questions also. Why other students are not giving me answers? See, I'm waiting for your answers. Okay, Shalini, I got your answer. Very nice. Very nice. So can you comment here? You can, if I will ask you to analyze the situation, you can see the total planning variance and total operation variance. Okay? If both is adverse, then obviously, if you have planning variance, adverse planning variance, then for this adverse planning variance, who is responsible? The top level management, the strategic level manager. They are not working properly. Their plan is not so good. The strategic plan is not so good. That is why adverse planning variance is arising here. On the other hand, we have operation variance, the total operation variance as adverse. In that case, this line management or operation level management, they're not working properly, and that is why this variance, this operation variance is adverse at this place. So I hope it is clear. You can give comment in such way. Okay, because we have questions in which you have to write comment, not in this way. Now one more question. Okay, this question. See, these are simple questions. I want to take. Okay, I'll take it in next class. I want to take some good questions. So this question. This question. Wait, let me see. This is the same question which you have done. No, not the same question. Let me see. No, this is not the same question. Okay, let us do this question. This or this. These two questions are similar. Let me take this question. This is a bigger question. This question. Okay, so this is an examination question, May 2019. Okay, in this question, you have to calculate the variance, planning variance, operation variance, and then you have to analyze the situation. Okay, so you need to do analysis in this question, and that is why I want all of you to do this question. Okay, see, I want all of you to do this question. Okay, I'm waiting for you. Just read it, then we will discuss. Read this question. Okay, then we will discuss. Read this question. Read this question. Read this question. It's a good question. We have to do analysis in this question. So I want all of you. This question involves not just calculation, means you just don't need to calculate the planning variance and operation variance, but you also need to do the analysis. Okay? Read it. Read this question. And if you have done the reading, please quickly tell me that, ma'am, we have done the reading of this question. Okay? If you have done the reading, tell me that you have done the reading of this question. If you have done the reading, tell me that you have done the reading of this question. I hope you all have done the reading. Quickly tell me. If you have done the reading, please quickly tell me that you have done the reading of this question. Okay, let me read this question for all of you. GRV is a chemical processing company. Chemical. Okay. So after processing the chemical, they produce a spray used by farmer to protect their crop. Okay. So this company they use the chemicals to produce spray. So the spray is the final product. This is the final product. And what is the raw material? The chemical which you are using is the raw material. Okay, the chemical which you are using is the raw material, and spray which you are producing for the farmer is the final product. Okay. Okay. What next? One of these spray AgroFresh is made by using either chemical A or chemical B. So they are talking about one spray, AgroFresh. They are producing AgroFresh spray, and for producing this AgroFresh spray, they are using either chemical A or they are using chemical B. Either of them they are using for producing AgroFresh spray. Okay, for this they are using either A or B. Okay. To produce 1 liter of AgroFresh spray, they have option to use 12 liter of chemical A or 12 liter of chemical B. Okay. So either you will use 12 liter of chemical A or 12 liter of chemical B to produce 1 liter of AgroFresh spray. So 1 liter of finished product require 12 liter of raw material. Okay, from here we can conclude this. Okay, 1 liter of finished product, 1 liter of spray require 12 liter of raw material. Okay. 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 Next, during the financial year, the purchase department of GRV has planned to use chemical B. Now see, this is the strategy they are doing. This is the strategy, the chapter which you have studied in first four of your book chapter. They are using the strategy. This is a strategy. Who is framing the strategy? The top level management. The top level management, they're framing the strategy. Okay. So now during the financial year, purchase department of GRV has a plan to use chemical B as it appeared that it would be cheaper of the two, and their plan were based on the cost of chemical B rupees 15 per liter. Okay, they are framing a strategy that for producing this 1 liter AgroFresh spray, they are saying that they can use out of them, they can use any of the product, but they have planned to use chemical B for producing AgroFresh spray. They are using this chemical. Why? Because this is cheap. This chemical is cheap, and that is why they want to, obviously if we are doing the production, we will use, if we have two alternate, take out of them we can use any of the product, then obviously we will choose such product which has, if the quality of the both the product is same, first we will, obviously we prefer quality of the material, okay? But in case if quality of the material is same, means the product is completely same, then obviously we will prefer the raw material which is cheap. It is given here that the material which you are using is cheap. Okay. Chemical B, and the cost of chemical B is rupees 15 per liter. Okay. The cost of chemical B is rupees 15 per liter. This is rupees 15 per liter. Okay. Now let us read further. Due to subsequent market movement, further, due to market movement, external environment, they are talking about external environment. Due to subsequent market movement during the year, the actual price change, and if the concerned department has purchased efficiently, the cost would have been, see, due to some changes in market, due to some changes in market means if the external environment is changing, the actual price, this is the actual price for chemical B, this price may change. Okay, and therefore they have asked the purchase department to purchase it. Okay, the cost of this chemical A is 15.4 liter and B is 16. You can see here, we want to buy the chemical B for rupees 15. Now, because of some changes in environment, the price of chemical A has become 15.4 per liter. है ना? And chemical B rupees 16. Chemical B rupees 16 per liter. So there is some external market changes, some external environmentally, something happened in external environment, because of which the raw material which I was buying, I was planning to use chemical B because it was cheap and I want to use it for producing the agro spray. But now you can see here that the price of this has increased. Okay, this is an error in planning. Okay, this, since the price is changing now. So now you can see the chemical A is 15.40 and chemical B is raised to 16. The price of raw material has changed. This is the revised standard price. Okay, this is the standard price. Okay, I want to buy chemical B for producing 1 liter of spray. This is my standard price. But due to external environment, some market condition, because of which the chemical A and chemical B price is changing. So these are the revised standard price. Obviously, now I want to buy chemical A instead of chemical B because both are alternate, and for me it is good if I will buy chemical A, that will introduce less variance instead of buying chemical B which introduce more variance. Okay, you can see here this condition. Okay, now let us read it further. Production of agro spray was 1000 liter. You are producing every year, you are producing 1000 liter of finished good, the spray. Every year you are producing 1000 liter of spray. Okay, you are using 1000 liter of spray. Okay, now actually you are producing, see, Agrofresh, they're producing actually they are using how much chemical B? See, actually they are using, see, it is good if they use chemical A now because the condition has changed now and the chemical A is cheap. But since they have planned to use chemical B, the price of chemical B, revised standard price of chemical B has changed from 15 to 16. And what they have mentioned you, the chemical B, they will use as this for producing 1000 liter of finished good. And the cost is this. Okay. So this is the information we have. You are the CEO of this company and the management accountant has sent to you the following information. They have sent you following. What? I feel that in our particular circumstances, the traditional approach of variance is of little use, obviously. You can see how the planning variance and operation variance is good to do. Hai na? Doing only variance analysis is not good. Doing only traditional variance analysis is not good. Instead of just finding the material variance, है ना, material price variance, material quantity variance, it is good to analyze the planning variance and operation variance so that we can find the actual problem, the problem which is arising at strategic level and the problem which is arising at the operation level, so that we can blame. See, this is the problem which is arising because of the planning error in planning. Okay, we can, we can find the right person who is responsible for the variance. है ना? This will help you to find the right person who is responsible for the variance. Okay. So obviously the traditional approach of finding the variance was not good. Some of our product we can utilize one of several equally. Now they can use, for one product they can use two or one different chemical. है ना? It is given here. For producing one spray, they can use either chemical A or chemical B. So accordingly, you have to change your plan. है ना? Since they have planned to use this chemical B. They have planned to use this chemical B because this was cheap. But since the market has changed, now you can see the price of chemical B is expensive. Instead, the price of chemical A is cheap. So now since the market has changed, you have to use this chemical A instead of using chemical B. This you can conclude very easily. है ना? Since the price of chemical A is now less, it is good to use chemical A. But instead, they are using chemical B. ठीक है? So here it is mentioned that for producing one product they are using different chemical. For producing one kind of spray, they can use they have two alternative chemical and they can use either of them. Okay? And we always plan to use such chemical which will lead to cheapest production cost. So their strategy is to use such chemical which is cheap. Okay? However, due to sharp market movement, we are frequently trapped by the sharp prices. Okay? We are frequently trapped by the sharp price changes, which led to choice of expensive alternative at the end. And because of it, since the price was, continuously changing, and because of which we end up choosing a wrong chemical. Okay? To check the reality in the content of the mail, CEO asked the cost accountant of the company to analyze the situation. See, this is what they have mentioned, that though we were planning to use the cheapest raw material, but since there is change in market, because of which the price of the cheapest material has changed, has increased, and because of which now instead of reducing the cost of the raw material, this price of raw material has increased. Okay? I hope the question is clear. See, I did my best to explain this question. Okay? I hope the question is clear. See, please tell me the question is clear or not. If the question is not clear, please tell me, I'll explain you again. Okay? But before solving the question, it is very important to clear the question. It is clear or not? Quickly tell me. I'm waiting for you. So quickly tell me, the question is clear or not? Do you want me to repeat the question? Quickly tell me. Question is clear? Quickly tell me the question is clear. You want me to repeat the question? Okay, if the question is clear, then now again make a table. If the question is clear, again make a table. In this table, what will you do? In this table, what will you do? You will find the three things again. The revised standards, and actual. So first, what will you consider? In this case, what will you consider? You will consider what? Standard quantity, revised standard quantity, actual quantity. Then standard price, revised standard price, actual price. Then standard cost, revised standard cost, actual cost. Energy. So actual cost, what is the actual cost? Let us fill the information which we have clearly. Okay, now you can see this is the total actual cost, 209920. The actual cost 209920. I hope this is correct. Let me check. 209920. Yes. Okay, this is the actual cost. The actual quantity you have consumed, the actual quantity is 12800. 12800 liter. Okay. Now if you will divide the actual cost with actual quantity, you will get the actual price. Okay. You will find this. Okay. Now let us see the standard price you have kept and the standard cost and standard quantity. So in the question, it is clearly given what? That for 1 liter of spray, it is clearly given that for 1 liter of spray, you need 12 liter of chemical B. So if you are producing 1000 liter of final product, see, it is clearly given for 1 liter of spray, 1 liter spray, you need how much raw material? 16 liter of chemical B. So in case if you are producing 1000 liter spray, see 1000 liter, then how much chemical B is required? Chemical B, 16,000 liter. This is the standard quantity of material required. What happened? I need how much? 16,000 liter standard quantity, 16 liter of standard quantity. Okay. What is the standard price? My standard price of chemical B was rupees 15. Okay, rupees 15. Okay, so in this way you can calculate the standard cost. But since there is change in market, the price of chemical B has changed to rupees 16. Revised standard quantity, nothing has mentioned regarding this, so we will consider it same. Okay. So with the help of all these information, I hope it is very easy for all of you to calculate the planning variance and operation variance. Okay. Do this. Calculate the planning variance and operation variance. Calculate planning and calculate the planning and operation variance. Give me this value, actual price at this place. Okay. Standard cost, revised standard cost, all these information. Give me all these information. Calculate the planning variance. See what you have to calculate now. What you have to calculate, what I expect you to calculate. Planning variance. What will you calculate here? Material quantity planning variance. Okay. Material price planning variance. Okay, I will leave some space because I need to calculate one more thing here. Okay, see here we need to calculate controlled. This is uncontrolled. Controlled. Okay, but we have to calculate one more thing which is controlled. I will discuss this later on. First, I need all the information. Okay, I will discuss this later on. Controlled. Okay, I will do this later on. Okay, so first you calculate this material quantity price variance, material quantity planning variance, material price planning variance, then calculate the operation variance. Let me take less space and let me do this at this place. Okay, next what planning variance is, next is operation variance, material quantity operation variance, material quantity planning variance. Calculate all these information. I'm waiting, huh? Operation variance. Calculate all these information. I'm waiting for you. What you have to do, you have to use this table and you have this formula. Use this table, use this formula and solve it. Okay. Give me all these information. I'm waiting for you to give me the answers. Okay, I'm waiting. Wait, is there any problem? Okay, it is 12,000. I'm so sorry. This is 12 liter. Why I took 16? Okay, for 1 liter of spray, you need 12 liter of chemical. 12 liter. Sorry. 12 liter. See, it is given in the question, for producing 1 liter of spray, you need 12 liter of chemical B. Okay, for 1 liter of spray, you need 12 liter of chemical B. So for 1000 liter of spray, you need how much? 12,000 liter of chemical B. Okay, so you need how much? 12,000 liter of chemical B. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Raman. Okay. Do this question. Do this question. You have to use this table and you have to use this formula, and using them, use this table, use this formula, use this table and find these values. Take care, find these values. Find these values. Find the material quantity price variance, find the material price, material quantity planning variance, material price planning variance, material quantity operation variance, material price operation variance. Find all these values. Material quantity planning variance, material price planning variance, material quantity operation variance, material price operation variance. Find these values. Find these values. I'm waiting for you to give me the answers. Okay. I expect all of you to do this question at your own, and please give me this actual price. What is this price after dividing? After dividing, what is this price? See, I think it is difficult for you to calculate one thing here, which is this. So that is why I left the space at this place. Okay. So don't calculate this. Okay, because here we have two revised standard price. These two prices. We have a condition in which we can use these chemicals, and the price is this and this. So leave this portion of the question. Don't calculate this portion of the question, and please calculate the other portion of the question. Calculate the material quantity, planning variance, material quantity, operation variance, material price, operation variance. Calculate all these things. Okay, I'm waiting. Give me the answers quickly so that we can discuss. We have analysis portion here. It's a good question. Okay, it's a good question. It's a good question. Use the table. You have the table. You have this formula. Solve it. Give me the answers quickly. Okay, I'm waiting for you to give me the answers. Quickly give me the answers. I hope you people are doing this question. Okay, and I expect all of you to give me the answers quickly. I expect all of you to give me the answers quickly. Solve this question and give me answer quickly. Okay? Give me answer quickly. Kunal. Okay, I got answer from Chavi. Oh, very nice. From Raman, Chavi, Kunal. Very good. But I want other student also to do this question. है ना? I want other student also to do this question. Okay. I hope the question is clear. See, before writing the answer, it is very important to understand the question. Okay? Before writing the answer, it is very important to understand the question. Okay? See, we have less time, so I'm doing this question for you. And see, this is the place which is very important. So I'm taking this place first. Okay? So what is the formula for material price planning variance? Let me see the formula first. Material price planning variance is this material price planning variance, standard price minus revised standard price. Standard price minus revised standard price into revised standard quantity. So this is the formula we have. Revised standard quantity. This is the formula we have. Okay. What was the standard price? We had standard price of 15. Now what revised standard we should take here? Okay. What revised standard price we should take here? Okay. See, in this case, we will calculate two variants. One is controlled variance and another one is uncontrolled variance. Okay. So we will, this is uncontrolled variance, uncontrolled. I will tell you the reason why I'm calling it uncontrolled variance. And why I'm calling the other portion as control variance. You can see here that my standard price, I was planning to use chemical B. I was planning to use chemical B. है ना? This was my plan to use chemical B, and the price of chemical B was rupees 15. But since the market changes, because of which the price of chemical rises. ठीक है? Chemical A 15.4 है ना? And chemical B to 16. Now here, this is my standard price and this could be my revised standard price. Okay. Now you can see here that from 15 to 16, okay, from 15 to 16, we have option to take 15.4. Means instead of using chemical B, we have option to use chemical A. Okay. Chemical A, in order to reduce the price of the raw material, we have option to use, instead of using chemical B, we have option, either we can use this or this, so we have option to use this. Okay, so here you can say that this rise in price is uncontrolled. This is uncontrolled. We cannot control it because the market is changing and because of which the price of the chemical is changing. But this change was in our control. This was in our control, but the management of the organization didn't control it. है ना? I hope you understand this. See, I just want to explain it again. You can see here the price of the chemical B, the standard price of chemical B was rupees 15. However, the market has changed. Because of the change in market, because of the external environment, the price of the raw material has increased, and that is why we have to revise the standard. But since you can see, we were using chemical B because chemical B was cheap, and we have option. We can use either chemical A, chemical B. They have the same property, same quality, everything is same. But we were using chemical B because it was cheap. But now what? The price of the chemical B has rise to 16. So previously the standard was 15, rupees 15, but revised standard price is rupees 16. In between, we have option to use chemical A, whose standard price, revised standard price is 15.4. So you can see this rise in price is beyond our control. Market is changing, and that is why the price is rising, and it is beyond our control. So this is uncontrolled variance. This variance, the variance which arise because of change in price at this place, is uncontrolled variance. And the variance which arises at this place is in the control of the management. What control? Instead of using chemical B, they still have option. They still had option to use chemical A so that they can reduce the price of the raw material they are consuming. They had option to use chemical A. Okay. So you can see here that it was controlled variance. It was in their control, but they didn't control, and that is why the variance is arising. It was control variance. So here the price variance, this material price planning variance, you will divide it into two part: control variance and uncontrolled variance. From 5 to 15.4. This was uncontrolled variance. Revised standard quantity the same. What was this quantity? 12,000 liter. 12,000 liter. Okay, you can see here. This was uncontrolled. This was uncontrolled. This price rise, the price rise from 15 to this is uncontrolled. But this rise, instead of using chemical A, you're still using chemical B, which is now expensive. This was in control, but the management, they didn't control it. Okay, so this, the variance which will arise at this place will be which will be control variance. Okay, so this will be control variance from 15.4 to 16, from 15.4 to 16. ठीक है जी. This is control variance. Now tell me this is clear or not. Why we have considered this control and uncontrolled variance at material price planning variance. See, generally the planning variance is uncontrolled variance. ठीक है. But here you can see that that in this portion, this was some variance which was under the control, but the management, they didn't take step to control it. ठीक है. I hope it is clear to all of you. And after this, you have to do the analysis. So you have given me the answers: material quantity, price variance. Let me first check your answer is correct or not. This will come as material quantity. This is nil. Why nil? Because change in quantity, standard, revised standard is same. So this will be nil. है ना? This will be nil. Material quantity, operation variance. What is this value? Material quantity operation variance will arise from here. And this value is what? Give me your answer is what? Let me check whether this is correct or not. Quantity. This is 1, 2. Adverse. This is this answer will be okay. Let me see. Now, can you analyze the situation? Can you give the comment at this place? Is it possible for you to give comment at this place? Can you give me comment at this place? Let me see. Can you give me comment? Comment. Hema. Very nice. I got answer from Hema. Very nice. New name. I mean, you're giving me the answer in this session. See, it is good for all of you to give me the answers. Hema, Anjali, Chavi. Very nice. Okay. I hope this is clear. See, in this question, it is very important to understand control variance and uncontrolled variance. Everything is same, but the new concept, this is the new concept we have here. Okay? And this is all belongs to what? This is all belongs to this. This is all belongs to this. These lines. Okay? Please check your answers. Very nice. Answer of Hema is correct. Chavi is correct. Chavi. Okay. So I hope it is all clear to all of you. ठीक है? Let me take you to one more question. We will not solve. This question is same as what we have done. So I just want you to understand this question. That's it. If you will read this question, this is a question from March 21 mock test paper. And you can see this question, the question which we have solved right now, is a question from May 2019 examination. Same question was there in mock test paper, okay, in March 2019, and it come in May 2019. See, this was in mock test paper March 2019, and in May 2019 this comes in examination. So how important it is to do all the revision test paper, all the mock test paper. And this is what I keep on repeating. Please do all the question of your revision test paper. Please do all the question of your mock test paper. Okay, this is the same question, few changes, but the question is same. Okay, please just read it. Okay, we will not solve this question, but I want all of you to read and understand this question. Read and understand this question. Read it. You can see the question is exactly the same, but I want all of you to read it. Khushbu. Okay, please read this question. Very nice. Thank you so much. Okay, just read it and you can see that this question is same as this question. ठीक है, same as this question, but good thing is that this question was introduced in March 2019 mock test paper, and in May 2019 this question comes in examination. So you can see the pattern. The question which are there in your mock test papers, same question can come in your examination. So how important it is to do all the mock test paper, all the revision test paper. ठीक है, it is very important for all of you to do all these things. ठीक है, now you can see, let me read this question. ठीक है, managing director of Petro KL Limited thinks that standard costing has little to offer in the operating of material variance due to frequently change in price of materials. This Petro KL Limited can utilize one of two equally suitable raw material. Like in previous case, you can use two chemical A and B. Same way, you can use two equally suitable raw material, and always plan to utilize raw material which lead to cheapest total production. Same way as mentioned in previous question. Okay, however, Petro KL Limited is frequently trapped by price change, and the material actually used often provides after the events to have more expensive than the alternative which was originally rejected. You can see the same situation. Okay, what happened in the same situation? You had choose a cheap product, but due to price fluctuation, the cheap product become an expensive product for you. It increases the cost for you. Okay, why? Because of there is price change. Okay, same question. During last accounting period, to produce the unit of P is the final product which you are producing, could use either 2.5 kg of PG or 2.5 kg of PD. The same raw material is required for both kind of raw material, PG and PD. You need same quantity of raw material. PTKLL plan to use PG as it appear it would be cheaper of the two, and plans were based on the cost. This is the standard cost. Okay, and you can see there is change in the market movement, because of which the price of the PG and PD is, increasing. Previously this was the standard price for PG. You have planned to use PG for producing the final product because it was cheap, 1.5, but the price has risen. Okay, you can see from 1.5 PG product you were using, now the price of PG has rise to what? From 1.5 to 2.5. Okay, because of which the cost has increased. Okay, now you can see here from 1.5 you have option to use PD, and the price of PD is rupees 2. Instead of PG you had option to use PD, and the price of PD was rupees 2. So from this to this, what? This was uncontrolled variance, है ना? Because the change in price, the increase in price is uncontrolled, but you had choice to use, instead of PG you can use PD in order to reduce the cost further. So this was control variance. You had option to reduce the cost at this place, but you didn't take step to reduce the cost at this place. So here you can see the variance, planning variance, material price planning variance which was arising at this place can be divided into two parts: uncontrolled variance and controlled variance. Okay, so you can see here material price planning variance can be divided into uncontrolled variance and controlled variance. I hope it is clear to all of you. This is the same question as we have done, and I expect all of you to do this question at your own. Okay, ji? This is exactly the same question. So I expect all of you to do this question at your own. Okay, I hope it is all clear to all of you. Okay, so now let us end the session. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Any doubt, you can ask me. In case if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, let me say goodbye to all of you. Okay, there is no doubt. In case if you have any doubt related to any topic, you want to tell me anything, you can ask me. Okay, you don't want to ask me anything. Okay, good night. Take care. Bye-bye.